Welcome back, friends. It's Kris and Jacki from My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop, and today we're going to be talking about a technique that is so valuable in your design process, especially if you're going to be doing patches, or sometimes you need words to have a little bit of pop because maybe they're too thin and you need something to be a little bit bigger. Right?
Yes.
You can use this for appliques, you can use it for stickers. I mean, there's so many things you can do. And that is all about creating offsets. So offsetting is a technique that you can use when you just really want to make your letters pop, for example. Or if you're making stickers or anything that you're cutting out that you need a little bit more space with. All right, so today we're going to be using paper, and because of that, we are going to choose to use our low tack mat. This is the least sticky, which is really important because we don't want our paper to stick too much.
That's right. That is right.
We could create a whole mess. Now, if you don't have a low tack mat, then you certainly can use a standard mat. Just be careful not to use a brayer over top of it because you don't want it to stick too much. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of paper right here and adhere it to the mat. And I'm also going to take another piece of paper that I have. Let's go ahead and peel that up so I have space for both. And you can put these two pieces of paper anywhere on the mat that you'd like. And you see how that kind of popped up? I'm definitely going to use my brayer here because I don't want that coming up from off the mat.
Because it's a little bit thinner than the green. So
exactly. All right, so now that my mat is prepared, I'll go ahead and set that aside for just a moment. And I also want to point out to you that we are going to use the black standard blade for cutting paper. All right, so we'll go ahead and let's place that in our machine. Okay. And we're going to create a name and along with an offset. So let's go ahead and head over to the machine screen and go ahead and click on pattern. And we're going to choose a font. And it can be any of these fonts that are already built in.
Wow, look at these, all of them.
Yeah, super fun, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you want additional, if you want a plethora of fonts, then that's when you're going to use Canvas Workspace on your computer and you have, every font possible.
Yes.
But for now, we're going to go ahead and keep this very simple, and we're going to choose a font that is built into the machine. So which one do you want to use, Jacki?
I think this one, I like this one right here.
Okay. And Jacki, why don't you go ahead and spell out your name?
Spell my name. Yes. Are we going to do all capital?
It's up to you.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, I like all capital.
Okay.
And you push OK?
And go ahead and push OK. So don't worry about the size right now because we're going to adjust that later. But I want you to go ahead and hit set.
Okay.
Now, Jacki, why don't we move this down a little bit so we can get a better idea of this offset that we're going to be creating. And in order to create the offset of the name Jacki, we're going to hit edit.
Okay.
And then object edit. Now, there's this great little icon there that is called our object edit icon, and it's how we inflate the letters. So do you see the double circle with the two arrows?
Right here.
Go ahead and select that. And we're going to choose the offset distance that we want around the letters Jacki. So let's go ahead and play with the plus and minus and see what happens at the screen here.
Wow.
Do you see what's happening? It's actually going around your name.
That is really cool.
And we want to set it, the distance, at least far enough that it actually creates one object behind your entire name. So we want it big enough that it all becomes one object rather than around individual letters. Does that make sense?
Okay, so there's a box around it. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Exactly. And you see that it's kind of following the curves of your letters.
Yes.
So when you feel comfortable with how it is, go ahead and hit OK and OK again. And now we're going to load this mat onto our machine. And once again, we want to scan the mat so that we know exactly where those pieces of paper are. And let's hit start. All right, there we see our 2 pieces of paper on the screen. Jackie, why don't you go ahead and hit the wrench icon so that we can darken the background a little bit. There we go. We can see it a little bit better now, can't we?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll notice that on Jackie's name, it's basically 2 objects. She has her name in letters, and then she has the offset. So go ahead and select one of those designs, Jackie, and we're going to move it on the screen wherever we want it to go. So if you want Jackie in green, you can move it over the green. If you want the offset in green, you can move that over, whichever one you want. Okay.
I'm going to do it this way.
I like that. So we're moving the offset there. Okay, and it looks like it's fitting just barely, right?
Barely, just barely.
If we wanted to, before we actually cut this, we could have taken a look, had both of them done at the same time, and moved it over so that if we needed to make adjustments, we could, but I think we're okay. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and hit OK. And please select Cut. And let's just go ahead and finish the project.
There we go.
Oh, here we go, here we go. All right, let's see what happened here. Okay, so we just peeled them all off. And now with a glue stick, you can go ahead and put those letters in. You have kind of a bigger offset.
Yes, I do.
It just depends on the dimension that you want to give your project, the shadowing that you want to give it. It's completely up to you. We could have done it smaller and it would have just done just like a little bit over top, but bigger, whatever is the look that you're going for. So it's great for adding dimension, shadowing, borders, anything like that.
Fun.
You can use this technique, again, like I said before, vinyl, fabric, it doesn't matter.
I love it.
So,
I love how you can play around with that offset and make it different.
Definitely.
Different widths.
Yeah. So we hope that you can now confidently cut your next project using an offset technique. And the challenge for you is now to give it a try. Give it a whirl. Spell out your name or something special to you and go ahead and cut it out. Use the offset feature, glue it all together, and take a picture for us, if you will, with you smiling and beaming as you show off your new offset technique. All right, we hope you enjoyed today's lesson. And as we mentioned before, make sure you post your photos on Friends of My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop page using the hashtags My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop and ScanNCut MGQS.
Yes.
All right, bye for now.
Bye-bye.